Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another karat gold refining video. So here I've got some karat gold that I've been saving up for the past few months. We're going to go ahead and get this encorded with silver. So I'm going to show you my Excel product that I built to help me to calculate this. It makes it a lot quicker. I'm going to move it closer here in a little bit to give you a better picture. But right now we're going to go ahead and get our gold weighed out. So we're going to start with our 10 karat gold. All right, so we're right at 34 grams of 10K. So now we got our 14K. Tear that out. All right, we got 58 grams. Let's say 57 grams of 14K. All right, we'll get that teared out. And 9 grams of 18K. All right, so we're gonna move the screen in a little closer. Okay, I hope you guys can see this. So what I've done here, I'm not gonna go through the exact calculations, but you can see I've got it formulated here to where it'll actually just do the calculation for me. So if you want the exact calculation of how to do it manually, again, I recommend watching the videos by Tips. So I actually got this calculation from him. I just built it into an Excel product. So we're just gonna take our weights here. So starting with our 10K, so we had 34 grams of 10K. And as you can see, this gives you the pure gold content in that. So it'll also give me a goal to shoot for once I'm done refining. Then it'll tell me the exact amount of silver to add to this to encode it. So we're going to come over to our 14K. We had 57 grams. Okay. And then 18K, 9 grams. Okay, one piece that I forgot to show. So I've got our little gold button here from all my e-waste. Okay, so one thing I forgot to show here, me weighing out, I've got our little gold button from all of our e-waste recycling we did. So this, even though it's not 3/9 fine pure, this is still considered 24 karat gold. Probably around 98, 99, but still good enough, I would say, to call it 24 karat. So we're going to throw this into the refining too. So I'm going to weigh this right now. So it looks like we got 25 grams, 25 grams of 24K. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add that to it. Okay, and there we go. So that's the gold that I'm going to be refining. So if you can see it, so I need to add 180 grams of silver, and at the end of this refining, I should end up with about 78 grams of pure gold. Now, you can always take into account a few grams are going to get lost during the refining process, which is why we keep our waste so we can get it out later. So to be honest with you, if I end up with 75 grams of pure gold, I will be happy. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and weigh out our silver. I'm going to move the camera back. Okay, so I'm looking at for 180 grams of silver. Got a couple of these little guys here. I'm not really sure what that is. We're just gonna go until we get 180 grams. Oh, so that's too much. Another little spoon in there. Okay, so we're about 170, so I'm going to start adding in some of these smaller pieces of silver. So there we go, 181 grams of silver. So right now, we're gonna take everything in this bowl and just melt it all together. There's a bunch of silver and karat gold in there. All right, we're gonna head out to my garage and fire up the propane crucible. All right, so we got our mix of gold and silver here. All right, so what we're gonna do, got a crucible here. It's only been used once. So we're gonna go ahead and get all this in there. There we go. All right. Throw it in our furnace and get this melted up. Take about 15-20 minutes. All right, I'll come back when it's all melted. Looks like we got it all melted down. Just melted down into what seemed like nothing. Alright, we'll just let that cool, get the rest of that out of there. Alright, we'll get this ready to start the refining. See, it makes a real pretty looking mixture here, or alloy of silver and gold. Alright, go ahead and get this into my beaker. I tell you that furnace made short work of that. I probably went on no more than 7 or 8 minutes to melt all that down. I want to get every little bit out of here. Broke broke it up into some smaller pieces. Never really seen it do that before. What almost feels like sand down there. Okay, I think that's about it. Here's what we got. Alright, I'll probably wash this off with some distilled water a few times. Then we'll get rolling with our nitric acid treatments. Okay, so we got all of our gold and silver and corded. Makes a really nice looking metal. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start with our nitric acid treatments. Give it a little distilled water. Give the silver something to dissolve into. Just going to kind of cover it. Okay, so right now I have 100 milliliters of nitric acid. We're going to start off with this. Should start to react immediately. It's going to start dissolving away that silver. Okay, we're going to turn on the heat and let it cook. Okay, this is about 15 minutes into it. See if we got a pretty good boil going. It's extremely hot right now. I don't see much more brown fume production. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I got another 100 milliliters of nitric acid. We'll do very slowly add this. With it being this hot, this is the point where it can run away on you. Be nice and easy with it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cover it up. Keep letting it cook. Okay, it's been on here for about 45 minutes now. You can see the brown fume production has stopped. What we're going to do is we're going to pour off our liquid into I'm going to have my silver beaker here. See, it's got a dark green color. A lot of copper going into solution as well. Carefully. Just give it a little rinse here. Okay, we're just going to repeat that process. Cover it up real good. Got our nitric. Okay, gonna start off with another 100 milliliters. Crank up the heat, let that cook. Once we're all done, we'll recover our silver out of our silver jar here. All right, come back in about 30 minutes. Okay, so our fume production has slowed down. It's been about 15 minutes or so. Go ahead and get that off there. We got 100 more milliliters. Color is getting a lot clearer. So nice and slowly add this. Don't want this to run away on you. Okay, we're gonna keep doing this until we get no color whatsoever in here. All right, we'll be back in about 30 minutes. Okay, so what we're gonna do in the meantime is for our silver beaker here. All right, so I've got some kind of scrap silver jewelry and just some scrap silver in general. So we're gonna put some in here to use up the excess nitric acid that this has in it, just so we don't waste anything. I don't really want to use any of my solid pieces. This would be good for encording gold. So I'm going to use some of this junk jewelry down here. Hopefully the excess nitric will get used up. Okay, so it's been going for about an hour now, and I can see the fumes have basically stopped. What we're going to do, go ahead and pull this off. Just repeat the process. All right, we'll give it a little rinse. Okay, cover it up again in some distilled water. Go ahead and hit it with 100 more milliliters. I suspect we'll probably need about 4 more nitric acid treatments to get all that silver dissolved, all that silver and copper. You see we're still getting a color, so we still got base metals in there. We're just going to keep going until it clears up. This is after about 600 milliliters. See, starting to not get much color and not very much fume production. So we're getting pretty close. It's kind of hard to see. Pretty clear. Still got a little bit of blue color in there. Probably give it maybe hopefully one, maybe 2 more shots of nitric, and then move on to the Aqua Regia. Okay, so we're finally done here. Hope you can see, but it's pretty cleared up. So this took me 1,200 milliliters of nitric acid to get this done. Let's see if I can get you a good shot of what's inside here. Nice looking gold down there. So I ended up letting it sit overnight after my first video of it. And I just repeated the same process over and over through about 1,200 milliliters of nitric acid. I didn't feel the need to film all of it. What we're going to go ahead and do do a little bit of water. It might be a little, nah, it's probably good. I'll pour off a little bit. I don't want to get it too diluted. Okay, we're going to go ahead and dissolve our gold in aqua regia. Just kind of move this here. Alright, so first we're going to start with our hydrochloric acid, also known as muriatic acid. Alright, so probably going to go around 500 milliliters, something like that. We'll probably start reacting pretty much immediately because there's going to be some residual nitric acid on that gold in there. Go ahead and put our plate back on. Turn it on some heat. Okay, we're going to take some nitric. We're just going to start slowly adding this. We'll try to avoid adding too much nitric into this, so it doesn't take too much sodium metabisulfite. Started just enough to get the reaction going pretty good. Right now, I'd say that's about 18 milliliters. I'll probably stop right there and just let the heat come on. Okay, we'll check on this here again in about, I'd say 5 to 10 minutes once the heat catches up to it. Again, this is something you don't want to add too quickly. This will run away on you in a heartbeat. Alright, so we'll come back here in about 10 minutes once this catches on, and we'll see how it looks. Okay, this is about 3 to 5 minutes into the reaction. See, we're getting a nice yellowish gold color here. We're definitely getting some fume production. So I'm going to wait and see how this goes. And before I put any more nitric acid in it. But definitely got the reaction kicking off. It's extremely hot. So everything's looking good. We're going to do this until we're certain there's no more gold in there. Alright. I know the lighting of my fume hood is not the best, so I'm trying to light it up a bit for you. I don't know if that helps, but one day I'm going to try to install a light in this thing. Got a lot of reactions, got a nice gold color to it. Exactly what we want. Okay, so fume production has stopped. So what I'm going to do is take this off. We're going to take a little look under here. See what we got. I have to wipe off the bottom because can't tell if it's dust or actually gold dust. Remember, this is boiling hot aqua regia. We got to be extremely careful here. Oh yeah, definitely still a lot of gold dust in there. We're gonna go ahead, continue on. Looks like we might need maybe about 20 more milliliters here. Okay, we want to add this kind of slow. Don't want this running away on us. I think that'll probably do it. Alright, we'll let this boil again. Alright, we'll come back when the fume production has stopped again. Okay, our fume production has definitely stopped. I'm going to take a little look. Not sure if you can see down there. There's no more gold. There's some junk. It's definitely not gold. So we're going to go ahead and get this filtered out. We're going to turn it off the heat. Gonna let this cool for just a little bit. I got a plastic filter, so I don't want it to melt it. I'm gonna let this cool for a little bit, and we're gonna get it all filtered out and hit it with some sodium metabisulfite. All right, probably let it cool for about 5 minutes and start the filtering process. We had a bit drop on our paper towel, so let's go ahead and test it. Oh yeah, ton of gold in solution. Okay, so we got all of our gold filtered out. Got a nice pretty gold color there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get it all back into our beaker. Beautiful color. All that gold liquid out. I've already tested it, so I know it's loaded with gold. Now we're going to put it back under our fume hood and hit it with some sodium metabisulfite. Okay. It's got some sodium metabisulfite here. I'm almost out of this bag, but I got another one. Start adding it to it. It should start to go from gold, kind of a blackish clear, if that makes sense. Well, I might have to get my new bag anyway. Go ahead and empty this bag in there. See it already starting to turn. You'll see the gold start to drop out of it. Just gonna add it until I think the color looks right. There we go. Get that black color to it. Give it a little stir. Alright, probably just need just a couple more, not too much more. No need to overdo it. Ah, I'm spilling it everywhere. I think one more, we'll call it good. We're getting that nice white foam. Alright, we'll let that sit how it is. Alright, probably let this sit for about an hour. We'll come back, and what I'm hoping for is this should be a very clear color and a whole lot of gold powder settled to the bottom. Alright, we'll let it sit, and I'll see you in an hour. Okay, so our gold's been settling for a little over an hour now. So what we're going to go ahead and do is siphon off all this liquid. I'm going to put it into a waste container here, and I'll put it into a stock pot I have in my backyard. It's just a 5-gallon bucket. But for right now, we're going to siphon this off into this beaker. Okay, we'll set this aside, put it in our stock pot. And there we have it. Our gold mud down there. Alright, so what we're going to do now is give this a couple washes, add a little hydrochloric acid. Rinse this up a bit. Really should be really hot water, but I don't have any right now. I don't feel like going into boiling it, so we'll just do regular distilled water. One more hydrochloric acid. You can start to tell just by rinsing it that it starts to get more and more golden brown. Okay, so there we have it. There's our gold. I hope the lighting's okay. Nice gold mud down there. All right, next step, we're just gonna get this all into a crucible and melt it up. Okay, so we're just gonna filter our gold into this filter paper so we can transfer it to our crucible. And so we make sure we get absolutely every crumb of gold in there. Alright, perfect. Just let that filter out, kind of dry up a little bit, we'll transfer it to our crucible. Beautiful. Okay, that'll conclude our gold refining video. So you can see I made a little half Viking coin. Came out just beautiful. Real heavy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get a weight on this. All right, 58.10 grams. Okay, so you can see there was definitely some loss in the refining process. However, I kept all my liquid in my stock pot. Hopefully I can get that recovered. I like having my little Excel sheet. It's going to help me to see how I progress and how I get better at doing this. So hopefully, I can keep track of how much I should have gotten and how much I actually did get, so I can improve my process every time I do this. But hopefully I can recover everything I lost between the filters and the stock pot. That's why it's a good idea to keep all your waste. So in case something, you get some loss, you can hopefully recover it one day. Once I get a little bit more gold, I'm going to make a video of making a full gold Viking coin. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.